Well, we're at a workshop that needs no introduction. This is, of course, Blue Flame Automotive, the kings of all things big rig, cool mods, and hopefully helping me fix the naughty 40. Now today, we're gonna be fixing a whole host of different bits and pieces. Most excitingly, we've got a brand new set of ARB lockers to put in it, as well as brand new terrain tamer CVs and a whole host of wheel bearing and swivel hub kits from Spares Box. Now you probably know the car's been off the road for quite some months. That rear locker is fed, the wheel bearings are on the verge of collapse and the front CVs are clicking. So today we're fixing that. Before we go any further, I need you to do a couple of things. Subscribe to this YouTube video right now. Go check me out on Instagram. Anyway, I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm gonna go grab Tyler. We're gonna start ripping diffs out of this thing. Let's do it.
It's just a slightly larger wheel, keeping the old school kind of look.
That might be a Perso, but I should do unbelievable. 5 minutes. 5 minutes, he reckons. Just a quick 5-minute take. Okay, Dave.
All right, this is the exciting part. We get to hake. Now we can take a look at what the team here are going to be installing. And obviously this is brand new rear air locker. We've got a front one as well. I just thought I'd show you the contents and exactly what we're going to be getting here with it, which I'm pretty excited about. Instructions, won't need those. You know us blokes, we don't read them. This is a solenoid, I think. Lots of things that are important. This looks like someone's leftover lunch. That apparently adjusts something that's pretty important. Lots of switches, also important. O-rings, I think, which are also very important. And then as we delve deeper, this is the fun bit in here. This is what we're here for, folks. This is the new ARB diff locking center. And this is what the team here are going to be installing in the diff over here. I reckon we should go take a look at what they got set up and boys can start slapping it all together. Well, we're over in the corner of the workshop, aka Dave's dungeon. This is where all the diffs get built and all the magic happens. Now, it's time for this locker to retire. This is about a 15-year-old ARB locker, and I tell you what, it's seen more abuse than I care to think of, so it's time to upgrade to a new one. Now, how do air lockers work exactly? Well, it's actually more simple than you might think. So in the front of the Naughty 40, I've got an ARB air compressor, which is going to send around 85 to 100 PSI of air down a hose, in through this copper tube and into the center itself, where that air pushes past the seal. It's actually going to help overcome the force of the return spring inside the center. What does that mean? Well, it means the spline side gear and the clutch gears are going to mesh, and boom, just like that, you've got yourself a locked diff. Now, the benefits of a diff lock or a locked diff like this is that it's going to physically force both the left and right wheel to spin equally with equal torque at all times. So therefore, if you lift the wheel or anything like that, or you need that extra traction in a muddy or slippery scenario, pressing those magic buttons is going to mean that you've got it. Now, not a lot's going to get done with me standing here in the way. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to let Dave stick these new lockers in the diffs, and we'll be on our way.
Okay, so we got Sam's diffs here. He's gone with the ARB air locker. They're a great locking differential. Just thought I'd explain a few bits and pieces when it comes to diffs. So obviously I've just laid out some diffs here. So this is an open diff, obviously, and you can see by the inner workings of it here. Basically, if any wheel is on harder ground or on loose ground, basically it'll just spin the inside sun gear. So you have no drive to that wheel on good ground. So yeah, Also here, this is LSD, so it is much more effective than an open diff. So obviously once a wheel does start losing traction or brake traction, it will obviously force oil out of the clutch packs and it will start engaging the other wheel. But it's not as good as a direct locker diff because obviously there is still some movement in that. So yeah, obviously this is Sam's locker diff here we're going to be installing very shortly. This is a Series 1 locker, I believe, but anyway, same kind of principle. This is the inside of an ARB air locker. So basically, when it's disengaged, it acts as a normal open diff. Essentially the same as the factory diff, but when you go to engage it, it'll run compressed air up through the housing, through your seal housing, through the diff center obviously, and it engages the locking mechanism, so it's deadlocked. There's no movement in or backwards, it is locked in. So yeah, key benefits to lockers, obviously control. So you know, if you want to put your front locker in, you can disengage it, you can make the turn, you can disengage it and stuff like that. I know guys that run, you know, locker-up lockers in the front and LSD, it can be, you know, used in the front, but it does make steering quite hard. So lockers are really good for that as well. And yeah, they are built really tough. Definitely ARB too, all replacement parts for these diffs, which is really handy as well. So if it is a seal, bearing, whatever, you can get any part you want. So yeah.
So behind me here I have Sam's 80 series from Spares box, the Naughty 40. It's needed some TLC and that's what we've given her the past week and a half. So we've done front and rear ARB air lockers, we've done wheel studs all round, rear axle studs, a front end rebuild with new front axles. All right, I'd say it's time that we get her off the hoist.
How good is this looking? I'll tell you what, it's been a hot minute since the 80 series has had an overhaul like this, and I'm pretty excited to get it out of here, hit the road and test it all out. You're gonna have to wait until next week to see this all get plumbed up. We're wiring in a new ARB twin compressor and even the full ARB link system, which is gonna be super exciting. And then we get to go bush with it and test out these lockers, which are gonna be epic. Now, if you wanna find out any more, then hit me up in the comments below and I'll be doing my best to try and answer them all. If you have any queries for the guys here at Blue Flame, shoot them an email or hit them up through Facebook or Instagram. Anyway, let's get this out of the workshop, hit the road, go get a beer. Bolt it there, and then
And also another thing with the bent. Wait, fuckwit! Shh! Be quiet, 2 seconds. Okay, and so the main benefits of lockers, obviously, start again. Okay, so the main, here we go. Okay, so the main benefits of differential, okay, here we go. All right.
2 seconds later.
Okay, yeah, so mainly the main purpose of lockers. How are we gonna do anything here? All right, okay.
Well, we're back at the workshop that needs no introduction.
How do I stand?
Straight.
Stand like a normal.
Camera. Probably present the
I
camera.
reckon.
I shouldn't have suggested it, I'm a fuckhead.
It's needed some TLC and that's what we've given her from the...
Alright, are we ready?